people really love no talking, others love the talking versions, and some love both. I should do a poll one day. I'd love to see what percentage of you only like no talking, only like talking, and who actually watch and like both. Be interesting to see. Okay, you guys, so it's Egypt story time again. Sometimes when I have items where it's like a single item, I can get a few stories in for you guys. So, essentially, everything I try to do takes me about 4 times longer than anybody from Egypt would take doing it. I'm just like a baby, just walking around trying to figure things out. Where to even start? There's been so many things that have happened. Literally almost every single thing I try to do and learn how to do here, it does go wrong in the best of ways. It's very funny. So the other day I decided to go to the bank. I needed to go to the bank, and I needed an ATM at the bank as well. I've now moved to a new location here in Egypt, so I kind of had to like re-navigate where to go to the closest bank or ATM, etc. So I realised it's like walking distance from where I am. So I just go ahead and walk down the street here and there, back and forth. I followed like directions, and when I got to the bank, there was like a line just pouring out of the bank. And it occurred to me that I did realise that I learned this like a few weeks back. The banks are only open until 2 p.m. on Saturdays, and I think they're closed maybe on Fridays, I can't remember, but this was the day it was only open until 2 p.m. So I had found that out the hard way last time I told you guys that story. So this time I thought, okay, I'm going to make sure, since it's a Saturday, I've gone to the bank other days, or ATM on other days, and that's been fine, but it was a Saturday, so I knew I needed to go much earlier than 2. So I went quite a bit earlier, but when I got to the bank I looked and there's a line just flowing out of the place. So then I tried to find another bank, and I found that I can use like Google Maps and like then get walking directions. So I'm essentially walking around looking at my phone. Already I stand out and like everybody is staring at me all the time just because I look different, and it's like you've already got attention you don't want, you know, but then you've got your phone and you're holding it out in front of you like, you know, a super tourist, and it's very embarrassing. And you're like following the directions. I'm not joking. It was the first time maybe it was the second time I'd used it, but I couldn't quite figure out which way I was supposed to go. So I'm like walking one direction to see if the arrow like moves me a bit to see, okay, is this the right direction to start walking? Of course it was not. I was going the wrong way, so I had to like turn around, go back, and again I'm just staring at my phone like almost as if it's like, you know, like I'm looking at a map essentially. And I had to go 3 different directions before I found the right one. So I did do the right direction on the very last try. But I was like going through this intersection like in 4 different directions. I'd cross one way and go, okay, that's not right. Cross the other way, that's not right. And it's hilarious. If you're watching this, it's hilarious. So I just kind of started laughing to myself because, you know, might as well. And I'm like holding the phone up quite high, following it. And so I tried to find a second bank, and that second bank I could not find, but I accidentally found another one. So that was great. And I walked in, money in any of them or at the bank. So I thought to myself, okay, it seems to me that everybody goes on Saturdays to like get all their money or something since it closes early. I really don't know, this is speculation, but it was a bit weird that there was no money anywhere. So I just decided to go back home at that point and wait for another day to grab money from the ATM. But it just took so long to get nothing once again. And yeah, it happened again the other day. I went to a print shop. I was trying to find a print shop to print papers actually for my taxes. And I found a print shop on on Google. I think maybe it was Uber. I don't know. I found it, and the Uber brought me there, and there was no print shop. So then, of course, again, I'm like walking through the street, staring at my phone, trying to like get my GPS to walk me to another print shop. It's just so funny because you stop and you ask people, and they point like, oh, down there and to the right, etc. And you go there, and there's no print shop, and then you try another person, and it just goes on and on. I finally did find a print shop. Honestly, I've no idea how I ended up finding it. It was definitely not the one I was looking for. It was like a stationery shop that happened to print. And I'm sure, lots of shenanigans happened there too. But I somehow made it out with papers printed. So yeah, everything takes about 4 times as long for me at this point. So when I go out, I have to like really be prepared to like be out much longer than you would expect for a simple trip, But I loved walking the streets of Egypt and just walking through this neighbourhood that I'm in and kind of seeing what is accessible and what groceries there are, etc. But like, I don't think I told you guys this one yet, but like the grocery store I went to the other day, apparently in Egypt, like, whenever you get any produce or vegetables of any sort, you put them in the bag like we do in the US, but you actually have to go to a person in the vicinity of the produce to weigh the item you're purchasing and put like a sticker on it with the weight for every fruit and vegetable you buy. I of course did not know that and just did it the way we do it in the US. Showed up at the counter with bags and bags of fruits and vegetables, etc. Not bags and bags, it was probably like 5, but it felt like a lot because there were people behind me in line. And when I got to the front, the lady said, yeah, she tried to tell me in Arabic, like looking at me like I wasn't like just really, really not smart. Like she thought this was obvious and I should know this, which is really funny because like in the US, it's just not what we do. So I realise she's saying I'm supposed to weigh all these things, and I look at the line behind me and I'm like, oh no, I've already put everything on the conveyor belt and she's already like processed most of it. So I'm like, I'm so sorry, can you please wait? I had to like run and have someone put the prices on for me, and they of course had no idea that I was holding up a line of like 4 different people, and they were taking their sweet time to weigh each thing. Very, very, very slow they were going, and I just, I just kind of had to stand there and hope for the best. I finally got everything in bags and I ran to the front. I didn't actually run because that would draw even more attention and be kind of inappropriate here culturally. So I walked as fast as I could. I got up there. The lady gave me a stink eye for a while because she had to wait for me. And then she proceeded to check me out. But I had like probably 10 bags of stuff. Of food. They're small bags. But like I had to carry them all to like get in the Uber again to go back to the house, and guys' comments, they're great. So speaking of comments, we are at the end of the video, so if you